found yourselves driven from the city of Neverwinter, where you were seeking adventure, at least, and driven away by these gigantic crystalline vines sprouting from the ground, these creatures made up of wraps of these vines, and the ground shaking as more and more of these things erupted. You managed to secure passage through some violence aboard a galleon, the Moon Dancer, under the command of a captain, Elena Sartell. And as you started to sail away into the sea, she stamps on the ground and the ship rockets off into the sky. As you start to move away from the surface of the planet, and standing on the deck, you watch as Neverwinter shrinks away behind you. The scores of these crystalline vines that are erupting from the surface of the world, the surface of the Sword Coast, as you look down upon it. Some reaching even higher than the clouds. You see the clouds parting around some of these vines. And the world around you begins to change. You find yourself sailing through a void filled with colourful clouds of gases, purple and green, and blinking stars covering the canvas laid out before you. A school of some sort of space-dwelling fish that swims past the ship on one side. You turn towards the captain. She nods to you all. Welcome to Wild Space. That was a close thing down there. Blast if I know what those vines are, or how to get rid of them. But somebody on the Rock of Brawl might. She starts to motion some of the civilians that you'd rescued into the doors on the side of the ship, down the stairs, clearing the main deck. And as these civilians start to move away, she turns back to the rest of you. Grins. So, any of you got experience on a ship like this?
None at all!
A
little bit.
Maybe. Just a bit.
Well, that seems promising. Well, I mean, there's not really that much for any of you to do. You want to take a look around, get your bearings. There's some cargo downstairs, don't disturb it, and whatever that lot brought up here. She waves a hand towards the leader of the thugs, him and two of his men standing towards one side of the deck. I'm going to check on the pilot. She walks off through one of the doors at the back of the deck.
Is there any loose object near me?
Not really anything on the deck apart from, obviously, what you've got with you, what you've got in your pockets. The deck... You've seen decks of sailing ships, and compared to them, this is strangely empty. There is one great sail that hangs above you, but there aren't ropes coiled on the deck. There aren't buckets and things scattered around like there usually would be.
Okay. I reach into my pockets and I pull out my mushroom paperweight, and I'm going to toss it gently over the side of the ship.
Yeah. And you reach out your paperweight, the heavy iron, strange shape that you picked up on the way because it's interesting. And you toss it over the side. And you watch as it falls a couple of decks, the equivalent of a couple of decks at least, and then seems to stop and hover in the air a couple of decks below you. and then it starts shifting backwards, sort of away from your direction of travel, towards the stern of the ship.
It should come back up. Give it a moment.
I keep my eye on it and try and move along with it.
Yeah. You start to move along the length of the vessel, and you will walk into Travis and his thugs if you carry on. Are you trying to step around them, or do you not care?
Oh no, I'm walking right through them. I'm just gonna like push them out the way, like move.
Yeah,
must follow
you shove
this.
them out of the way. You don't really see, but Sol, you see several of them giving Valis ugly looks.
I just turn, and I turn my torso facing them so they know I'm looking at them.
Yeah, they seem to go back to that conversation as they see you.
I just say to Valis, Valis, you're going to lose that. Would you like me to retrieve it?
What?
You see it. It was hard to tell before, but as it outpaces you a bit, you see it is wobbling slightly. As if it's caught on a string somewhere below you. And see, wobbling slows and it carries on drifting backwards.
Last chance, Valis.
Valis, as he follows it, I'm going to jump off and grab it.
Yeah. You jump off the side and grab onto your paperweight.
And as soon as I grab it, I'm gonna starlight step back onto the ship.
Yeah. And you carefully focus as your hand closes around it. You quickly step back onto the deck of the ship.
I'll give a little soft clap.
And you clap? I mean, you're sort of
I
amorphous
can
in
slap.
form.
I mean, how does one clap? You slap
just a
your
wet
two
slapping
bits of meat
noise.
together.
Everyone's looking around very suspiciously all of a sudden.
Easy.
You retrieve your paperweight. And
I'll put it back in my inventory. Like, it was absolutely amazing. I've never flown on a ship in space before.
How did you? Never mind.
It wasn't a ship. It was a sort
Wonder how
of
the others are getting.
bathtub.
Right.
And it had
Anything is
water in it.
possible.
It was almost like a flying swimming pool more. It was very large. It was a very big man who definitely needed a wash anyway. I'm going to the front.
Have fun. I'm going to go see how the others are enjoying this. I'll wander over to the other side of the deck.
Valis, as you step up onto the stairs at the front, towards the bow, as some people would say, you see up here at the front are two ballista. Sorry, you moved on to a different bit of the map. Sorry.
It's fine.
You see these two ballista and various. You're not sure if they call them bolts when they're on ballista, but ballista bolts to load said ballista.
Are they loaded?
They are both loaded. There's a small, like, piece of chain that seems to secure the string, sorry, so that they don't fire, but they are both loaded and, other than the hook securing them, ready.
I'm going to take a little quick peek round, and if no one's watching, I'm going to try and let one of them off.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's watching. You see Saul going to talk to the others down below. You see Travis and his thugs in one corner.
I'm going to let it off and watch where it goes.
Yeah, you walk over and you unhook the little hook that seems to be securing the string, and you pull the trigger element, pull a little lever that triggers it, and the bolt shoots off into the vastness of the astral sea.
Oh my. I'm just going to slightly lean on the edge, just watching it whiz off into the distance with my elf eyes.
Yeah, you watch it disappear off into the distance. As that happens, Rune, what are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna be basically just potting around because I would imagine that, like, I've learned over this time that it's weird for a Warforged and someone that looks the way I do to just stand there and look. Because, you know, so I literally would just be walking around, whether it's actually doing anything, I don't know. But it's just, she said look around the ship, so yeah, I'll go and look around, probably go underneath. Just to look. Just not to be stood there and get...
Yeah, you go down into the lower level and you see... there is a cargo level down below. Yeah. And you see... at one side of this cargo space, there's several donkeys, what you'd recognise as donkeys, munching on some hay that's been left there. Towards the other side are bottles of... closed boxes and bottles of what seem to be some sort of alcohol. I'm just going to drag you down 1 second. Apologies. Seemingly this is where the cargo is stored, unsurprisingly, but...
She said not to touch.
Be sort of advised not to touch.
Yeah. Yes, I think I'll just, like, carry on through... Is this a hole, or it's just...
There is a hole there.
Okay.
You've seen similar vessels. You think they put cargo down there somehow. Usually there's a crane on the dock for it.
Okay. I'll go around.
But right now it is a hole.
Yeah, I'll go around the hole. So I'm just going to carry on looking around. But on the way past the donkeys, I'm going to, like, get a handful of hay. Pop it in my pocket.
They don't seem too eager to stop you. There's plenty of it to go around.
Yeah.
You grab some of the hay, and seemingly back here there's several rooms that look like they would be for the crew to sleep in. Currently they're mostly occupied by these civilians that you'd rescued, the people who'd got onto this galleon who are now floating along with you. There doesn't seem to be any crew down here. Doesn't seem to be anybody who's experienced in flying this sort of ship. You're not sure where they are, but there's a lot of civilians around. Go on.
I was just going to do the normal thing of ask if anyone's hurt, but I don't think I can help them anyway.
Nobody seems to be that hurt. There's a couple of minor injuries that are just people have just bandaged each other, etc.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be anything too major.
Yeah, if it's just the, like, the cabins and stuff down here, then I'll probably just go back up and just try and keep moving, unless there's something that... Unless I obviously start a conversation with someone, it's literally I'll probably just walk from one end of the ship to the other and back again.
Yeah. As you continue your walk, we'll go back to Ali. What have you been doing as everybody's boarded and we've taken flight?
I think Callie's probably stopped spinning like a loon and now is just was leaning over the edge, just watching with a massive grin on her face as the world's kind of faded away. And then she sort of flops down onto the deck with her skirts all sprayed around her and periwinkle on her shoulder, and pulls out a journal and just starts, like, drawing some of the adventures that they'd had in Netherwinter, carefully giving Periwinkle a pat as she does. So occasionally she looks over at the guy we dumped in the water and just sort of glares at him a little bit and then goes back to her sketch work, just sort of leaning against the side of the ship.
Yeah. And as you continue your sketching, looking out at the sky passing you see coming into the corner of your field of vision the plasmoid monk Sol just steps over towards you.
Sol would just step over, sort of look down and just nod, and then stare out at the stars and just be quiet for a while, and then after a bit just say, I've missed this.
Me too. So peaceful out here.
Well, for now at least. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I think I might meditate a while.
Sounds like a good idea.
After that, Sol will remove his pants, and fold them up, and then deform into a round ooze shape.
The blob that was Sol begins to meditate. The Sol blob.
Sol blob.
The Sol sphere. Sol blob.
Sol sphere.
As you continue your wanderings, Rune, you eventually find your way back up to the main deck, having explored the cargo areas downstairs. Below the cargo level is another smaller level. There wasn't really much down there of interest. Although you did find where they keep the food. All of it doesn't really matter to you, but you did find where they keep the food. And as you all gather on the decks, the deck, singular, the glories of space spinning around you. You see Travis and his men leaning against one of these rails. They seem to be talking to each other. They don't seem to be caring about what anyone else is doing right now, apart from when Valis made them move. And you hear the creak of a door as Captain Sartell comes back out and looks out towards you, sleeping on her deck and such.
Who's asleep?
Meditating on her deck and such. She just sort of walks over to where Callis and Sol are, nods to you. Right, we're on the way to the Rock of Brel.
We're heading to Brel?
We're heading to Brel.
Been there for years.
Well, you'll get to go there again. I'll take you there. I'll take all those below who were in the city. We'll offload you there. But I have work to be doing once you're gone.
What should we be doing with the wet one? Kelly kind of inclines her head towards 3 men over there.
I'm sure they're fine. They don't seem willing to start anything while you and your blue friend here are nearby, at least.
Who do you think would know what happened back in the city? Do you know of anybody would be best asking, or just ask around?
I don't know. Somebody on the rock, maybe somebody in the middle city, somebody in the high city. I don't know people who know about vines and things, but if you're looking for information, that's probably the best place to be. And at the very least, it's where I'm going. I'm not offering you anywhere else to be.
True. And we are thankful for your passage.
I don't know. I've not seen anything like that before, and it seems, from what I saw, it seems it's covered your entire planet. I'm not sure you'll be getting that back, but perhaps you can find somebody who can help. Never got the wood. I was only there to get wood, you know. It's not easy to find on... Anyway.
These things happen. I'm sure what you're looking for will come to you in time.
Right, when I find another planet with wood, I suppose.
reform and put my pants back on.
He sort of just glances over to you and looks over to the others also and calls out, "All right, the only place that's off limit is that door over there." She points towards a door on this deck, this door here. That's my quarters. Anywhere else, make yourself at home. It's not meant to carry this many people anyway.
Is there anywhere one can heat up a teapot?
Just keep going down the stairs. There's a galley at the bottom.
Oh,
I mean, there's a galley back here as well, but I'm not sure you'll find much room in there. There's people.
Oh,
She points
okay.
to the door behind her.
I will head down into the galley then.
Yeah, and you head down to the bottom floor and find what you assume to be a galley.
And I will make a
I mean, first you open the wrong door and find what you assume to be a brig, but
Ooh.
eventually he drops you down there, right down to the bottom of your map.
Is there anything obvious for making a pot of water? Is there a stove?
Not really. There's a table. There's a metal table, and there's a lot of food stored down here, and there isn't really anything that you would assume could be used to heat anything up.
Okay, I'm gonna probably start a little fire on that metal table then.
Sure, that'll be fine. You have your supplies. You start a small fire.
A little mini stove and everything. Just start setting it on fire.
Yeah, you start setting your stove on fire, or something.
No, not setting the stove on fire. The stove is alight, but not on fire.
And you eventually manage to warm a teapot. It's surprisingly smooth here. Ships normally, they rock, you have to hold things in place, etc. It's just smooth, it's like you're standing still.
I'm going to make 4 little cups of tea, and then I'm going to take them up for everyone.
Yeah. You find a wooden platter you can carry things on. Easy enough, so you make your cups of tea and pack up your stoves, etc. Take everything back upstairs. You emerge again on the upper deck with cups of tea in hand. You all see Valis emerging from the stairs, wobbling slightly with this tray. 4 small cups on it.
Tea, Rune.
Yes.
There you go.
What?
I put an extra bit of oil in for you.
You normally have oil in your tea?
No, I'm not a robot.
So why is it extra?
It's extra because it's not normally there.
I thought extra meant it was something that was already there, it's just more of.
Well, I suppose extra could mean more of something that's already there or something that wasn't there that was there before.
Okay. So you don't drink oil?
No. Well, there was one time, but it wasn't great.
I'm sure. I mean, I know this may be customary, but I do not require sustenance of any sort.
Yes, but he's polite. And I walk off to Sol and hand Sol a cup of tea. I've made you a tea. I don't
Thank
know
you,
if you
Valen.
drink it, but you can hold it and look sociable.
You know I drink tea. We've been together for over a year at this point.
I know, but I've still not seen your mouth. It's very weird. It just kind of disappears.
You get the same speech every time.
The cup just sinks into my hand, and you just slowly watch the tea sort of drifting out.
See, I wouldn't say that's classic drinking. That's more of you've absorbed the tea.
It tastes delicious, all the same.
Can I have my cup back this time?
When I finish, of course.
Of course. And then I head over to Xaryxis. A tea for you, Xaryxis. And I pull out a little biscuit.
Thank you.
May I?
Yes.
Yay!
Kind of.
Periwinkle just leans forwards,
And I give the little
peels the
biscuit.
biscuits.
Yeah. And then I offer up a little bit out of the cup as well. And she kind of snuffles through that. There's bits of dribbled biscuit and tea and stuff all over Kelly's shoulder. So, it's about it.
Bit of a mess.
A little bit.
But you're used to it.
Yeah.
Josh, while we're doing this, I'm leaning against this sail. Can I try and listen in to see what the thugs are talking about?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Ooh, that's not great. That was a 5.
You hear a few words. You can't really tell. You hear a name, Travis, which you've heard them refer to the red-haired leader as Travis before. You picked that one up. You hear a couple of words about, not while they're here. We can't fly this. We don't know how. It sounds like the idea you get is that they seem to be sort of accepting that they're going somewhere and they're not really going to cause trouble until they get there, because none of them seem to know what to do with the ship.
Okay. Good to know. Are we chilling out long enough to get a short rest?
You will be if you don't start anything, as it were.
Okay, let us know.
Yeah, you pretty much just chilling out on the deck. You're wandering around, preparing, etc. You have time for a short rest before. I mean, none of you are actively trying to throw thugs off the side or anything.
Not now.
Not yet.
I'm just
Gotta walk up
taking
to it.
funny pictures of that guy in the water.
Once I've had my tea, can I go? I'm gonna actually go into a bit of an astral trance over the edge.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like perch myself on the actual the barrier of the ship. Not the barrier. What do they call it? The wall of the ship.
The rail.
The rail. There we
It's,
go.
it's not a wall, it is a rail that you can lean over.
Yeah. I will rest.
Oh. Thank you, Emphibro, for the raid.
Thank you. Welcome, raiders.
And you take the time as you all wander around the ship for a while, getting your bearings, seeing the space. Did anybody try to go into the room that was marked off limits? Other than Valis, who's taking a nap?
No, I think once I got the tea, I would have just sat down and leant against the side of the ship, just with it there to not look out of place, just holding it in front of me.
Yeah.
Sol will probably stay where he is. He's sort of trying to keep a covert eye on the thugs in case they decide to start anything.
Alright.
It's very covert because he doesn't have any visual eyes.
And you take your time sitting and watching and waiting. You occasionally see the captain moves around. A couple of the civilians, the commoners that had been rescued, sometimes come up and ask quick questions. You know, where's the food? Where's the food? Where can we sleep? Where's the food? There's only really two questions they seem to ask, but... But you get the idea. There's food downstairs. There's a space towards the stern of the ship on this level where you can eat. You see people move in and out. And she does ask, you overhear her asking some others not to disturb the helmsman who is in one of the rooms towards the stern. You would notice... Sorry, go ahead.
How do the commoners look? Are they particularly stressed out? Are they
They, for the most part, seem annoyed that they're annoyed and a bit stressed out that they've lost, their homes where they were. I mean, mostly the people you picked up were most from sort of market area. It seems less like people's homes, more like people's place of business or people who are shopping that have ended up on these docks or on the other ships you saw sail away.
Yeah.
they mostly seem annoyed that they can't go back and see what's going on with their homes, etc. Nobody seems overly sort of wanting to turn the ship around. Everybody saw what was happening with those vines. People just seem sort of annoyed and upset. They're not sure what's going on with the town. Maybe they've lost contact with someone else. But they're sort of... The captain keeps assuring people once they get to the Rock of Brawl, they can get passage back to wherever they need to be. They can find out more information, maybe move on if they need to move on, get in contact with someone. There'll be people who can send messages, etc.
Okay, cool.
And you relax for some time. And you see, a few hours into this voyage, Valis coming out of his trance. The captain had wandered up onto the stern of the vessel, onto the raised area at the back. And as you look back, just looking around, another vessel starts to come into view, approaching from behind. It looks like a giant moth, almost, with wings made of this iridescent green crystal. Notably, this crystal is similar in in colour and almost in lustre, in how much it shines, similar to the vines that had been sprouting up in your world. You can just barely make out figures on the deck of this ship that seems to be arming a weapon, pointing forwards, pointing towards you. As you start to notice this thing coming in, you hear the captain's voice yelling from above. "There are elves coming! They don't look friendly. You best ready yourselves for a fight." She stomps on the deck and you feel the ship starts to pick up speed as she stomps on the deck. And this vessel starting to approach from behind you.
Oh dear.
Okay.
She dashes back down to this level and towards you. Right. I don't think there's anybody else on this ship who has any experience with this, so I'm going to rely on you for some of this. My crew isn't here.
What do you need?
I need a crew that knows how to fight, but failing that, that ship's going to be faster than us. We're not going to outrun it, but if we can make up some speed, you've got maybe a minute before they catch us, before they're close enough to fire. Whatever preparations you need to do, get ready for it to come towards us. Once we're in range of their weapons, I'll spin us about. If some of you can take the ballista at the bow, she points towards the front of the ship. Get ready to fire it once we come about. We'll try and close on them. That weapon of theirs outranges ours, but if we can close on them, maybe we can get some hits in before they try to board us.
That'll be their last mistake once they do.
Quickly, those of you who can fire the ballista, get up there. If you have magics or anything that you could use to stop it, I don't know. You look like a magician or some sort of traveling salesman, I suppose. Maybe you have something.
You're muted.
You're also muted.
I know how to fire your ballistas. I can help.
That explains some things. Right, get ready.
I also have magic.
And she goes back up the stairs to the stern, seemingly going to see what's going on. You see the three thugs in this corner just they huddle together almost, continue talking. They don't seem to be interested in helping.
I'm going to come over to them first. I'm going to clap my hands loudly and say, "You three, If you do not wish to die at the hands of these elves, I recommend you prepare yourself to help defend this vessel. And then I'll rush off. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, they seem sort of... They look at you and you rush away.
I turn to Calatrix. Do you recognise the elven ship?
No. Well, hang
Me
on.
neither.
Do I recognise the elven ship?
Not that you can tell. It's not... You've not really seen a ship of this sort before, this strange, almost bird-like shape with these wings. You've seen a few different types of ship in your time, but nothing quite like that. Doesn't seem to be anything you'd recognise.
Okay.
It's a very pretty ship, isn't it?
Yes. But also not friendly, apparently.
I mean, they've not shot at us. Maybe we could just talk to them.
And I kind of just give him a long look, knowing that is not our strong point.
I know how to do some flag signals. We could signal them.
Yes.
Although I only know the first 5 letters of the Elven alphabet. After that, I don't know. So we'll have to restrict our language.
There are a lot of letters in the Elven alphabet.
I'm sure I won't say, you're fine.
And I think Callie is going to take on starry form in probably dragon. She just kind of like focuses and you see all of her joints light up.
Yeah.
There's a starry dragon form take shape.
Oh my.
You get awfully sparkly as the ship starts to draw closer.
Maximum sparkles.
Rune, what are you doing as the others begin to prepare?
I think for me, I'd be helping with go and help with the ballistas.
Yeah. You head up to the upper level following Sol and you see the 2 ballista up here. And as you look over these, it looks like they're probably going to take 3 actions to fire, essentially. 3 actions collectively to fire. So there's sort of someone needs to load it, someone needs to pull the string back, and then someone needs to actually aim and fire it. So teaming up, you could probably work one quicker than you'd work 2 separate ones, as it were.
Okay.
Especially if you had more hands, but it seems like Travis's thugs aren't coming to help.
I've only got 3.
I've only got 3.
Rune, do you have any experience in firing these things?
No, but I'm sure it's not that hard.
Would you like me to fire or to reload?
Whichever.
That's not an answer, Rune.
Yeah, just fire. I don't really know if it matters who does it.
I will
Seems to be
reload,
fairly
you will
simple
fire.
machines to you, Rune. I feel like I've had problems with this before. Hang on. Yeah, this seems to be fairly simple machines to you, Rune. You'd have to pull back this string, you'd have to drop something in this slot in the top, and then pull the lever that fires it. You're pretty sure you could do either job. It's not
One of them's not loaded.
One of
The
them's
other
been
one's
fired.
ready.
Yeah, that's true. One's ready to fire currently, the other one's been fired. Needs to be reloaded, but it does seem fairly simple.
While they're doing that, can Valaris run to the back one to see if there's any rear ballistas that are pointing towards the thing that's coming after us?
Yeah, you run to the back, and what you see back here is the captain, I've dropped you in the wrong spot. The captain's back here, and there's fittings in the ground that seem like they would have held a weapon. They're just surrounded by this big scorch mark and no weapon. You just see the captain leaning on the rail at the back, the stern rail, and just staring back at the enemies.
I run up to her. Do we need to build it?
That's what I was trying to get wood for. We used to have a mangonel, but it's bust, and they outrange us with theirs, so...
What do you need?
I mean, either people to fire the ballista, or if you've got something that works at this range... no. Are you a magician or are you a travelling salesman?
I can do some spells. Not very good against a ship, though. Unless they're already dead, in which point very useful.
I don't think they die.
They're not very.
Right.
I can make you a cup of tea.
That would be great, thanks.
Does Phalalis detect that sarcasm?
Roll insight. Yeah. Definitely sarcasm.
Thank God! That could have been really bad. I'll go see if anyone else needs help. And I'll run back to the front.
Yeah, and you run up to the castle at the front where your allies are.
Yes.
Yeah, you run across the deck of the ship and up to the front, and seemingly your allies are gathering around, getting ready to operate these ballista.
There's no free weapons.
I think she specified that.
Did
She
she?
said she was spinning it round.
She said there's weapons on the front and she's going to turn us around.
As you're talking, you hear a whistling noise and a rock flies past the ship, quite close.
How big does the rock look?
Maybe about the size of you. It's a pretty chunky rock.
Oh, okay.
Seems like whatever they've
missed.
got back there is some sort of big catapult that fires big rocks. As evidenced by the big rock. That would be a normal catapult, yes, you are correct. As you see Valis running up the stairs here, slightly confused expression on his face. As he does, you hear the captain at the rear yell, "Get ready! Going to turn us around!" She puts one hand on the rail to steady herself and stomps her foot on the deck twice. And you feel the entire ship sort of lists to the side slightly as it starts to spin. And you see the moth of the enemy vessel coming into range towards the front of your vessel as the catapult, the small crew that you can see on there, starts loading this catapult again. And as they do so, everybody roll for initiative. See how quickly you can act in this.
Not very.
Rune, you are the first to react as their ship starts to come towards the bow of yours, and the Moon Dancer starts shooting off towards this enemy ship. In front of you are these two ballista. The one on the top is unloaded currently, the one on the bottom is loaded and ready to fire. What do you
I'll try and fire the loaded one.
Yeah. You reach down and aim it obviously, pull the small lever. Can you roll me 1d20 plus 5, please?
D20 plus 5.
Misread that should have been plus 6, but I'll just add 1 to it. Yeah, and as you fire the ballista, you see it. The ball shoots off towards the other ship and a nice arc and slams straight down on the deck of their ship. Roll me 3d10 damage.
1, 2, 3.
Very nice. So you deal 17 damage to them. And Sol, you see Rune's ballista fires, and you're left stood there with 2 unloaded ballistas now.
I use my action to load the ballista that Rune is operating.
Yeah. You crank back the string and it's ready to be loaded with a bolt.
How far away is the enemy ship at this point, roughly?
You'd estimate it probably about 250 feet.
Okay.
It's about at the edge of range for this ballista, as far as you can tell from that bolt that fired before. But it's moving closer to you now. Obviously, both ships are moving towards each other at this point, so...
Okay. That is, I believe, all I can do then, really.
All right. And Callie.
So the ballista's loaded, I can fire it again?
One is... The string has been pulled back, it needs another piece of ammo loaded into it. The other one, the string is currently forwards. Maybe better way to mark these, really. Where are ballista tokens? Oops.
Then I guess I load it as it's needed?
Yeah. You pick up one of the bolts from the pile in the centre and load this one ballista.
Yeah.
Set the bolt in place, get it ready to fire.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all I can do at this point too, so
Right.
that's all I'm doing.
And Valis. One is loaded and ready, the other is currently unloaded.
Well, this is going to take a central position. How heavy is this one of the bolts?
Probably about 4 pounds. They're pretty chunky and they've got a heavy head on them, but they are still functionally big arrows.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Mage Hand to lift up a bolt and hold them like above the ballistas, ready so that when they're reloading they can just drop straight in. So he's kind of like assisting with the loading of them to speed it up.
Okay. So you managed to gather one of these bolts and hold it above the currently uncocked ballista. The other one is currently holding a bolt. Really better way to... I didn't think about this. It's a mistake. Anyway. Yeah, you lift up both of these. Lift up 2 of these bolts and hold one in each space, as it were.
Yep.
And wait for one of the ballista to need it.
Yep.
And Rune, you have a ballista ready to fire. You also have a ballista ready to fire.
Yeah, I think obviously seeing that Valis is getting these ready, I'm going to prep the other one so we can just drop it straight in, and then we can fire both of them and get them prepped and stuff quicker, in theory.
Sure. You run up and cock the one that is not already cocked, and Valis's Mage Hand drops the bolt in place. Sol, you have 2 ballista ready to fire.
I will take one ballista and I will attempt to fire it at the moth ship.
Second. Okay, roll me 1d20 plus 6.
18.
That'll be a hit. And 3d10 for... Oops. Thank you.
15 ballista damage.
Okay. And as you fire off the ballista, and Callie.
I'm gonna fire the one that's ready to fire as well. So 1d20 plus 6.
Yeah. Which means you can't see that text, that's not helpful.
Ooh, nice.
Use that text. Oh no, it's off the walls, isn't it? That's what.
Yeah.
I'm done. Never mind. Thank you.
I'm not sure why I rolled as Perry, but okay.
Perry's doing this now.
Perry's
Impressive.
Rolling with it. I'm not sure why Chad has decided that is a thing that is happening, but anyway.
It's the last token you had selected, because you've got access to 2.
Ah, that makes sense. My bad.
No worries. We'll assume Perry is firing it.
Yeah, you're aiming and Periwinkle's got his foot on the trigger.
Hilarious.
Sounds good.
Okay, and you fire off the second ballista. And Valis,
Yep,
you're holding one bolt up.
yep. So I'm gonna get ready to lower it and grab another bolt for the other one.
Yeah. And you get ready to position another bolt, and it's almost difficult to do because you need to get them at the right angle so you can drop them, but with some focus and the fact that they don't seem to be firing back at you yet, you're doing okay.
Yay!
Rune. Both are
I'm-
currently unloaded. You'll need to pull back the string on one of them.
Yeah, so I'll pull back the string on the closest one.
Yeah, that'll be the bottom one for you. And as you pull the string back, you barely get your fingers out of the way before Valis's magic bolt drops down into it. And Sol.
How far away is the enemy vessel now?
Probably about 150 feet. It's getting closer quite quickly.
Okay. I will pull back the string on the top ballista.
Yeah. And they're both prepared and ready to fire. Callie. Or Periwinkle, who's apparently firing ballista now.
I'm gonna fire the one that's available to fire then. So it's closest to me, probably.
Yeah. And go ahead and roll your 1d20 plus 6 again.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, Perry had better aim. That one just flies off to the side of the star moth. Barely missing one of the wings, but missing nonetheless.
Oops.
Valis. You're just picking up more bolts?
Yes, I'm literally just chaining. There's probably, with the leftover concentration, a little, napkin comes out of his pocket and dabs his brow and, goes back in as he's still loading these bolts.
Wow.
Alright then. Rune. One is ready to fire, the other one needs to be prepared.
I'll just prep this one, the one in front of us.
Alright. And as you pull the string back, the bolt drops down from Valis again.
Okay.
And Sol. Both ballista
Sol.
are ready.
So we'll fire the ballista at the right. Bam.
Yeah, and you slam that into the enemy vessel as it's moving closer.
9 piercing damage.
It seems to skim off the side of the hull, unfortunately. But you made a scratch. She'll be very mad about it. The vessel is drawing closer, maybe 100 feet away now. Callie. Oh, Periwinkle.
It'll be me. I think Periwinkle's probably done enough damage, so I'm just gonna roll and shoot it. Use the one that's ready to go. That's better.
That'll hit. As you aim the ballista slightly better, there's definitely some pressure from a small platypus adjusting your aim, but you managed to get it in place. 3d10 for damage. Don't give my chair, that's not right.
Nice damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice solid hit that it skims across the top deck and knocks out a couple of the crew who were firing their weapon back at you. They've not managed to hit. They've got terrible rolls. But you managed to take out a couple of the crew that were manning that, and you see a couple of them, these figures wearing some sort of ornate armour that gather towards the front of their deck as if they're getting ready to jump across almost, as the crew behind them starts loading their weapon again. Valis?
Sorry, are they getting ready to jump onto us?
Yeah, they seem to be. There's a couple of them getting ready. Their vessel's taller, almost, because of the shape of it. The top deck of their vessel is higher than yours as they move closer.
How far is that point where they're, like, lining up?
It's still about 100 feet currently. They're moving closer as you go.
Okay. I'll do nothing this turn, seeing as they're still a little far out. But yeah, I'll continue with the bolt action.
All right. You pick up the bolts, ready to go. Rune. Rune's muted.
Yeah. I'll prep one of the ballistas, but I'm going to make sure that Raslim is on the deck ready. For like when if they manage to actually board and whatnot.
Yeah. Raslim sort of starts to conquer the stairs. Steps up behind you.
Yeah.
A difficult task, but
yeah. Not used to stairs.
as you get ready, you see these figures sort of getting ready to jump down from where they are. And Sol.
Is one ready to fire and one completely unloaded?
One's ready to fire, the other one is completely unloaded currently. Once you load it, Valis will drop his bolt in place. You can see him ready for that, but
Okay.
their vessel is maybe 50 feet away now. They're definitely getting close to you.
Based on how close we've been getting, will we be able to get any more shots in before they are able to board?
You have a ballista that's ready to fire. You think you could probably fire that, but with the speed, they're probably going to hit you at about the same time.
Okay,
Maybe
I'll
get
fire.
the last shot off.
I'll fire that shot at them, because that should free Xaryxis up to maybe do something else if they're only about 50 feet away. So I'll fire that last ballista.
All right.
Pew. Only 4 to hit. I think that will hit.
Yeah. You slam it into
15.
what seems to be one of the middling decks. You see the blister pierce a small hole through the front of this deck.
Then after firing that, I'm going to move to the front just to be prepared.
Yeah. As you move to the front. Hang on 1 second. Xaryxis.
I'm gonna secure Periwinkle under my hair, and then are they like in a group at the front? Like,
Yeah, you see there's 3 of these figures that are gathered together at the front, and they're bending their knees like they're ready to jump and try and land onto your deck somehow.
Okay, I would like to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Sort of centered on where they are.
Where they currently are.
Yeah.
Alright. And you start to focus on this point as their vessel is moving closer and summon the silvery beam of light down on that space. And you see the light starts to shine on them. You see their armor much more clear now. this sort of this reddish armor that they're wearing, this almost golden red that the light shines down upon as they're preparing for their jump, and they will take damage at the start of their turns as they get ready to jump.
Cool. And I think I'll stay put.
Yeah.
That's me.
Valis, seems like they're too close to for the blister to be any more use.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
Probably arrange for a spell now, as
Yes.
you see the three of them getting ready to jump.
Yeah. So Valis has let go of the bolts and he focuses on the area where they are stood ready to jump. And he's going to summon some lesser demons on that point.
Interesting.
What?
Okay. Do you want to let me do a phase, please?
I can indeed. 2.
I'm going to pull my list of
Ooh,
demons.
nice.
Ooh.
So two full demons of 1.
Demons of challenge rating 1. Give me a second. I need to pull up my list of demons.
This is going to be a very occupied space soon.
And not when they jump across to you.
Well, hopefully the demons can't jump across as well, because
I'm hoping they
The
can
demons
stay
just
on the
follow
ship because they'll just attack anyone on the ship before they jump
Is-
to us.
Is that why you're asking people for their blood?
Yes.
Are you asking Valis? If so, he just looks at you and smiles.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
see...
because I mean, it says that you draw in a circle in blood.
Yeah, I just cracked a vial and spun round, pouring the blood round me.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not
I
mine.
hope Moonbeam doesn't affect them.
Unfortunately. And you see, in the space around these three, as they're getting ready, as this ship moves closer to you, there's a sort of a flicker in the air almost, and a rent into this dark, fiery space. And coming out of it are the tiny winged forms of 2 imps. As they flap out, and you see one of the warriors, one of the people getting ready to jump across, sort of glances back, realizes an imp there, and quickly spins round, draws his sword. But as he does so, the other 2 jump across to you. And you see these 2 figures, one landing right next to you, Valis, as he jumps. The other seems to overshoot you slightly, lands on the main deck, rolls a little bit to catch himself. Their third companion seems to be fighting these 2 imps on the deck of their ship, and as their ship pulls closer to you, and seemingly stops. And back to top, Rune. Oh, it's weird. And back to top, Rune. You see this figure lands on the deck next to Valis. Another figure further down on the main deck level.
I think I will go for the one on the main deck level.
Yeah. Easy enough. You can go back downstairs, you can just jump over the railing, it's not that far.
Yeah. No.
There is a wall there, isn't there? You can't jump over the rail.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can't see where I'm going. Alright, okay.
That's weird. I thought it was an invisible wall. Oh no, it's not. That's awkward. Let me fix that.
Yeah, I didn't see the stairs either. That's my fault.
Oh yeah, there's a wall there that should have been invisible and isn't. This makes sense.
Okay.
There we go.
So
Now
I'm
you can see
just
the
gonna.
door.
now we can see.
Yay!
I'm just gonna charge right up to him and attack them with my sword.
Yeah, you swing your sword at him.
Wow.
Swing a sword 6pence. That's not going to work. He comes out of his roll just at the right time, and as his arm swings out to balance him, it just knocks your sword out of the way.
Okay, so I have to go for the second attack.
Yeah, still unfortunately. You're a bit off balance from jumping down, and he's just getting his sword out, getting ready to fight. You don't quite manage to hit him.
As my bonus action, do I have to have hit him to try and whack him with my shield?
For Shield Master, let me check.
Yeah.
I think it's just to take the attack action. Let me check. If you take the attack action, you can, as a bonus action, try and shove a creature. Yes, you seem to have taken the attack action.
I'm swinging the sword at him, can't hit him, so nope.
Yeah.
1 second.
Shoving is a subset of grappling, so make me an athletics check.
No. Oh, I clicked the shield.
That's for shield bashing. No, just make me an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics.
One second. Alright. As you try to... He's sort of slightly off balance as you shove at him and you manage to knock him back slightly. Just coming out of your 2, unfortunately, missed attacks, but you managed to push him back a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna send Raslim in. Nope. Yeah. And for him to attack.
You wouldn't be able to plan him to attack, so you use a bonus action to make the shield bash.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah.
Well, you get him to move forwards and get up in the guy's face, at least.
Yeah.
Alright. And Sol.
Sol will crack his knuckles together, his 2 fists together, and when he pulls them away, they're crackling with lightning. He'll step up and he'll try and punch this guy with lightning-infused fists.
Punch him with lightning.
Pow!
That'll hit.
He's gonna make this first one a stunning strike.
Alright.
Gonna make me a DC 14 con save, please.
Yep. Matches it, unfortunately.
Gosh,
he seems to shake it off as you try and strike him in a way that would stun him. You strike the side of his head and his helmet seems to sort of block the impact you're aiming for. You don't quite manage to adjust his key in the way you'd like.
Okay, I'll follow up with another punch to the sternum. 18.
That's a hit. It feels like the armor's stronger there. You don't do quite as much, but still hit.
I'm gonna do a flurry of blows and do 2 more punches. Both of these still lightning damage.
Hits again.
Bam bam.
Last one unfortunately misses. He's sort of... Your blows are knocking him back, but the last one just... He steps back slightly to regain his balance and you just swing just in front of him, unfortunately.
That's fine. That will be me done.
Alright. And this one that Rune's been pushing back, he skidded back and fell down to one knee almost, but as he stands up and draws his sword, he moves back towards you, Rune.
Okay.
Ready to attack, and sword comes out swinging at you twice. 20 hits you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He deals 6 slashing and 11 radiant damage. As his sword slaps against you, you see the glow across this weapon as it strikes you.
Okay.
And Callie.
I'm gonna move Moonbeam down, centered on this guy, or just off. The one that's attacking Rune.
Yeah.
And then that's my action, and then probably head down towards there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a wall there. Never mind.
Oh, for God, is there still a wall there? Time to fix this. I'll move you 1 second. I'll fix the wall afterwards.
I just wanted to hang on the stairs a little bit, that's all, so I can kind of see both.
Yeah.
And not really up or down the stairs. And I think that's pretty much all I can do at this point, so that's me.
Alright. You shift the moonbeam to encompass this guy, and the deck here just gets brighter all of a sudden as you do so, and you get ready for any follow-up. As the one up here that's being beaten up by Sol gets his sword and starts to swing it at you, Sol. Does 22 hit you?
Does a 22 hit me? Yes.
Okay, that's 7 slashing and 8 radiant damage.
Ouch.
As the sword sort of sinks into your figure almost, but you see the light flicker around the edge of this blade as it starts to burn away at a bit of the slime that makes up your body. His follow-up strike just completely misses. You just step out of the way on instinct, but the first strike seems to have burnt you slightly across the side where it struck you.
How rude.
Malice.
Yes.
You see, off in the distance, your imps are beating up this last guy, but the ones on the deck here seem to be doing a bit better.
I'm gonna target this one right in front of me, and I'm going to cast blindness on him.
Ooh, nice.
Right. Yep, he fails. Do you want to blind him or deafen him?
I am going to blind him in
Fair
this
enough.
stance.
Yeah, and he is rendered blind. And anything else from you?
No.
You see, he's clearly showing the symptoms of suddenly being blind. His hand reaches up towards his eyes and he's waving it, his head spinning around. He's not quite sure what's going on anymore. And Rune.
Okay. I'm just looking at my spells. Sorry. Because Branding Smite is a bonus action, so if I cast that, I can still attack him.
Branding Smite is part of an attack, in fact. I believe. Check.
It says the next time you hit a creature.
Yeah, so you cast that first and then you make the attack.
Okay, just wait to double check. Okay, so
Hopefully you hit.
yeah. Okay, so then we'll try and hit him.
Yeah. Your longsword strikes him quite easily. And you, the radiant damage across your weapon strikes against him, and you see he starts to glow slightly with this light of the branding smite.
So I'll go for the second attack.
That misses, unfortunately.
And that's me then.
He's glowing now. You made him sparkly. Good job.
Everyone can see him now.
Alright. And Sol.
Strange question. Is the sail in the same space as us, as it were?
It's at the same sort of vertical level, yeah.
Okay, so like if some beam or something was to go into it, it would damage it.
Yeah, likely.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna punch the guy.
Fair enough.
Advantage because he's blind, right?
Yes.
Very nice. I'm gonna punch my fists together again, and when they come away, they look more slimy, and these are gonna be acid damage.
You have acid fists.
Acid fists. That's one acid fist.
That's a hit.
2 acid fists.
Don't remind me of Kanban count, it gets weird.
That second one, how's he looking after that?
He's very... I mean, it's hard to tell under the armour, but there's parts where the acid has burnt off the armour, and he's not looking great for a fight. I mean, he is also blind, but...
There's now a yellow liquid coming out of his pants.
That's a shame. I'm gonna flurry of blows and hit him again.
Ooh.
Right. That will take him out. Do you want to strike non-lethally? Do you want to keep him alive, or...?
Yeah, I'll make the last one not be acid then, seeing that he's, about to go down. I'll just slam his head against the rail and knock him out.
Yeah. And you render him unconscious. I'm blind.
And
Not that you
then
can tell, but...
I'll look over at the others, and I will. I'll move to here, jump off the side past the wall, and move up, ready to assist.
All right. And Captain, at the start of his turn, needs to save against the moonbeam. I've lost the entry of moonbeam because it's so far up the chart. There it is. Oops. Russ, can you roll me the 2d10 for moonbeam, please? Will do. You see he takes the radiant damage from this light that just sparkles around his armor and starts to burn against the edge of his armor slightly.
Nice.
He doesn't seem to care to move out of it. He gets his weapon ready to attack and going to make two swings. First against Sol, who's just arrived to the fight to get hit in the face. Or to get missed in the face, as it turns out, with a 13. And second against Rune, which also misses 18. It's not really... Sort of... He sees that he's getting surrounded, but he doesn't seem willing to give up ground. He's just sort of... He's spinning between you, trying to hold his long sword between him and everybody else.
And he's sparkly.
And he's sparkling. Sort of, he starts to look over you all. And, okay, hey, all of you surrender. All of you, surrender. Stop fighting. And Callie.
No.
I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip, I think, on him. And
Okay, good.
I can move him like 10 feet closer to me.
Yes, you can choose to.
technically-
You don't have to.
Closer to me be over the side.
No, because I'll be further away from you.
Well, technically if I dragged him in that square next to me, no, it's all good. But I am just gonna, like, attack him with the Thorn Whip.
Alright. And you
Nice.
whip it around his leg easily enough. You see it sinks through. He's not really wearing armor on his legs, he's wearing sort of leathery pants. And you see the thorns just dig straight through them. He starts to bleed from the leg. Do you want to pull him closer, or do you want to leave him where he is?
I think I might just leave him where he is
Alright.
in that case. And I think that's about all I can really do at this point, so that's me.
Okay. And this man is unconscious. Malice. You see your
Yes.
party fighting this one down here. If you look back up towards the deck of the other ship, you see this last one seems to be fighting off these imps. He's killed one of them. The other one is still harassing him. He doesn't seem eager to jump over anytime soon.
Oh god, what you can do?
Can I kill this one that's on the floor, please? I just want to
can.
kneel down and just, like, across the neck. Very, nobly.
No way.
Kind of nobly.
And then I would like to begin to animate his dead corpse.
Okay. You find a dead corpse. You find
Fresh
a corpse. Recent. Yeah. It will take you 1 minute to cast Animate Dead.
That's fine.
I'll
I'm
point
just
out.
going to be up here doing that.
Okay. And you all hear chanting coming from up on the forecastle.
Oh my god.
He's doing it again.
Sol, you suspect that unconscious person is less so.
Sol tried.
Alright, Rune.
I'm just gonna go try and hit this guy.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And second shot. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, hits again. He sort of, in his efforts to defend himself from all three of you, doesn't ever seem to be in the right spot to block your sword, unfortunately. You just keep getting around his guard and slamming your sword into him. He's definitely he's bent over slightly, looking very injured now, still trying to hold all of you back. He just keeps going, surrender, surrender. Sorry, go ahead.
As my bonus action, Raslim's gonna attack, gonna like rear up and whatever that attack is.
It's a generic. He hits it with something. I suppose in this case it will be his hooves.
Yeah.
But unfortunately misses him with his hooves.
That's me.
Oh, close enough. And Sol.
Sol's gonna punch the sky, bludgeoning damage. Wham! 16 to hit.
That's a miss, unfortunately. It just it shrugs off the shoulder plate on his armour. He's slightly better dressed than the other one. He's got slightly fancier armour with more layers to it, almost.
And I'll try again with the right hook. Fail horribly.
Nope. Your fist can't quite seem to get through this one.
I'm annoyed by that, so I'm just a flurry of blows and try it again. Oh my days. Come on now.
Need a minute.
Maybe.
As you just presumably slightly off balance from something. Just seem to miss every shot.
I walk away and stare broodingly off the side of the ship, wondering where everything went wrong.
You have a move action.
I just walk off. Yeah, I'm done. No, I'll stay where I am. Actually, damn, I should have used something, but oh well. Too late now. Too late now. Yeah. I'll that's it. That's me done.
All right. And the captain getting his sword ready, as he does, makes a save against the moonbeam. Russ, can you roll me 2d10? Yeah. As you all watch as he's holding his sword up, trying to block in all directions as this horse rears up at him. And the ghostly flames of this moonbeam just gather around him and start to burn the body down, and he just collapses to the ground, these flames flickering over his corpse.
Hey fellas, got another corpse for you. It's a bit crispy.
More than a little
You
crispy.
muted.
Did somebody say corpse?
Yeah.
You just see this head pop up while still like all covered in blood and everything. Like, corpse!
Callie, your turn.
Can I see like the deck of where the imps and everything is?
Yeah, you
And,
see the sort of one guy up there fighting one imp right now, and like he's swinging his long sword around. The imp's very small and just seems to be able to dodge a lot of it. He seems to be having trouble.
Can I move Moonbeam centered onto him? Not the imp, the other elf.
It'd be more or less the same place because they're in melee with each other, but yeah.
I mean, cool. Let's do that.
All right. And you shift your moonbeam over there and just move that off the side for the sake of being aware. Anything else from you, Callie?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right. This guy's dead. He's very dead now. will take you off the initiative order. Valis, you are still casting, and therefore unable to act.
2 turns down, 8 to go.
Callie, can you roll me 2d10 for the moonbeam damage, please? Thank you. Those of you who are looking back up towards the deck of the Star Moth see the imp fall out of the sky, ghostly flames wreathing around it. And the final man. You assume man? Elf? The captain said elf? Elf man? The final man jumps down towards you, lands on the deck next to Valis.
It's a poor choice, honestly.
Hey, hang on. If he's been on the ship, that shit's gonna move further back.
No, it stopped.
Stopped.
God damn it. I can't do this again for a while, John.
Rune, you hear the thump of boots and you see, landing up above you, Valis kneeling down chanting and this figure raising a long sword next to him.
So I'm gonna go up and meet him.
I fixed the walls, sorry, get up the stairs.
Yay!
I'm sure I did that once. I don't know what's going on there.
Let's get Razlim up there. Razlim up as well.
Flip clop.
I'm gonna try for 2 attacks.
First one misses, unfortunately. Second one is a solid hit. Clang against
Is he
his
not
armor.
distracted looking at what's going on at the moment? By the chance?
He's distracted by the amalgamation of metal and wood in the shape of a person slamming into him with a longsword, certainly. And he spins round to see you, Rune, as you slam the second shot straight into him.
Then we're gonna get Razlim in for a kick.
Alright, Razlim manages to strike as well. And he's definitely sort of, as Razlin's hooves slam against his chest, he just drops his longsword on the floor and like holds his hands up. I surrender, I surrender. Stop hitting me.
Okay.
Anything else from you, Rune?
No, I just glare at him now.
Could have rested.
Sol? You hear this man yelling, I surrender.
Sol will head up and he'll pull out some rope and try and sort of makeshift handcuff the guy if I can, if he's not resisting.
Alright. He doesn't resist as you handcuff knot him. You see as you're tying him up, his head just keeps twisting back round to where his ally is dead and there's a strange green-haired elf chanting over his body.
I'll start walking him down to the main deck if I can, away from this.
Yeah, you pick him up and drag him down to the main deck level. Alright. And seemingly the other ship is still there. As you look up to it, there doesn't seem to be any more warriors jumping down from it, but you see the head of a small Hadozi, a monkey-like human, sticks his head over and looks down at you. The head disappears. A moment later, the ship starts to move away from your ship. Slowly drifts off. Captain Sartell comes forwards to you. Right. Looks like you dealt with them. What is he doing with that? Just clean up after. I'm going to check on the passengers.
They clean up after themselves.
They what?
You'll see.
Someone throw this one overboard.
Oh,
And
no.
What?
Dallas has a claim on that one, too.
Oh, very well. Don't throw that. Just move him out of the way somewhere.
What would you like us to do with the prisoner?
There's a brig on the bottom level. I'll be back here. And she walks off into the doorway to the rear part of the ship. And as the Star Moth drifts away, as Valis starts to raise his undead army, as it were, that's a good point to take a break. The party has taken passage on a galleon called the Moon Dancer, a galleon that can fly through space, and was recently attacked by the crew of another ship, a Star Moth. I'll show you a picture. 1 second. Probably have a picture somewhere. And fending off the enemies who attacked them, managed to take one as a prisoner and take one as a zombie. But managing to fend off the attackers, they are now returning to question their prisoner, I assume. Get rid of the combat
Not
pocket.
all of us.
I don't need that. Well, some of us are summoning zombies, but you know. So, we come back in. Sol, you have your prisoner.
I'll lead them down to the brig that was mentioned.
Yeah. Lead them all the way down to the brig. And you're going right down to the bottom right now. Andy, you should have vision of Sol's token as well, so you should be able to see it on there.
What is the brig down?
This door to your right. Do you not have vision of Sol's token?
Nope. I see his
Well, that's
character
nice.
sheet.
That's because the token already exists, isn't it?
Yep, probably.
1 second.
No, I
Okay.
can't see him.
Do you have vision now?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, this is getting awkward. I'm just going to put
Fine.
Valis down here.
There we go. The ghost of Valis. Hello.
I'll take the helmet off of this person before putting him into the brig,
Yeah.
just so I can see their face easier.
Yeah, you take the helmet off and you see a male astral elf, short, dark hair, cut to sort of military style, the almost golden eyes of the astral elf, as he just looks up at you with sort of evil intent in his eyes, but obviously bound and sort of trapped, as it were. As he's been taken prisoner, doesn't really have any way to follow up on the promise that his eyes are making.
I'll just hold my hands out either side, palms up, and just say, so, the first question I think should be, why did you attack us?
We were told to. Orders.
By whom?
The commander.
Is the commander amongst the ones who boarded our ship?
No. He's gone. The fleets are sailing back. We were left to monitor the seeds and to stop anybody trying to escape them.
I will nod. And then put his face close and just say, tell me everything about the seeds.
Seeds, we call them astral seeds. The Emperor orders us to drop them. On planets like this, the vines and the beasts, the astral blights, they will feed on the energy of the planet until it's a dead husk and send that power back to the Emperor.
Emperor who?
Emperor Zavn. Your Emperor also. He rules all these lands.
How do you spell it?
Which language would you like it to be spelled in? It's in chat. I'll say Emperor because I'm polite. Emperor Zavn.
Emperor Zavn. Where does Emperor Zarvan rule from?
The Xaryxian Empire, obviously.
I mean more, where is that located?
I'm sorry, I don't have a map on me. I'm a navigator. I don't bring charts. I'm a soldier.
You must know which system it is in.
Xaryxis space. Good luck getting there.
Xaryxis space. Perfect.
You will not be kind enough to spell that for your notes.
That's alright, I'm fairly certain I can work it out based on the name of the campaign.
Fair enough.
So, you have dropped off these seeds onto a planet inhabited by countless lives to destroy the planet to send energy back to your Emperor, correct?
Yes.
And do you expect to receive mercy from us while now you have surrendered?
I don't care. The work is done. There is no
why
way you
did you
can
surrender?
stop it.
If you were so keen to stop us, why didn't you fight to your last?
Made time for El Toro to escape. Crew, vessel.
El
A
Toro?
sacrifice for the light. It sounds like a name, El Toro.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am not the captain of this vessel, and therefore, I cannot consign you to death. I will leave that to her to decide whether or not she wants to hand you over, or do any countless things to you. Is there anything else you wish to tell me before I leave you here?
Your world's already gone. You should give up and move on.
This is not my world, but I am still disgusted in you all the same.
He just glares at you.
I presume he is in the brig already while we're having this conversation. I'm not holding him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely moved to the brig. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can close the door on him. There's no way to open it from inside, and there's a key hanging nearby to lock it.
I'm just going to relieve him of... I'm going to take his armor off and remove any weapons he might have. I'm going to give him like a 4-0 search, just so he doesn't have something hidden.
He's only really wearing sort of this fine helmet and a fine sort of red and gold breastplate that you can open the straps up or cut the straps, however you prefer. And after a cursory search, he's only carrying this long sword. He doesn't seem to have brought a secondary weapon or a sidearm or eating knife or anything.
I'll take all that equipment and I'll head back up with it after securing his door. I'll leave him tied up.
Yeah. You secure the door. As you leave, head back up to the main level. Oh, shift all of you down to the main deck, actually. 1 second. Hashtag bring back Sol. There you go.
Like bring back Sol.
And you see Sol as you come back up. Valis seems to have finished his cast and is now being followed by seemingly one of these fellows in the armor. And is muted, despite trying to talk to us.
Once I finish doing my main cast, I will then proceed to the second corpse. I will open up my jacket and pull out a line of veils, which I will then start filling with the blood from the corpse. Whilst I will have told my new friend to replace his broken acid-filled armor with some new stuff from this guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, you attempt to do so. The creature you've raised isn't overly smart or overly able to control himself that well, so he's sort of...
I'm kind of handing
he's
you
pulling
bits.
at straps. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, if you're unfastening it, he manages to hold it around himself, more or less attach the straps. It's on there. It's not very well on there, but it's on.
This is like my birthday, all of this. There's nothing better than a bit of fresh blood.
No.
Would anyone like a vial before I take it all? Otherwise, I will.
You're a very strange
yours.
fellow.
Very well. Continue filling vials.
What are you calling this new one?
I was thinking Derek. It is a name I heard in the town before we were attacked. Well, those things attacked. I think one of the traders I was talking to was called Derek, and I think he died. So it's in his honor.
Sure he's not on this ship. A lot of them were on this ship, you know.
Possibly, but I'd like to think he's died. That way I'm doing something nice.
Understandable. Does anyone know where the captain is?
I think this one was the captain. I point to the one I'm taking the blood
She
out of.
went back to the Buckley ship.
Yeah, she went through the door towards the stern. Sorry, my foundry's just died. I'm just fixing it.
Thank you. I've
I'm
got
trying to name the
this.
zombie Derek.
I've got this the armor and weapon from the one in the brig. I figured I'd pass them on to her. I have some information from them. I'll tell you as soon as I've dropped these off. It is pertinent information that I think all on this ship should hear. But I won't be a moment.
Me neither.
After dropping that bombshell, I'll go find the captain just to give her the armor, the weapons, to let her know that the guy is still in the brig, and to sort of explain what I'd heard and ask if I would be okay to let everybody know.
Yeah. And you head towards the stern. Are you ready for the half-grid corridor?
Don't worry, I
Head
won't.
towards
I
the
won't.
stern. In the half-grid corridor.
As I'm doing all of this, do I find anything out of the ordinary on these corpses?
Not really.
That's fine.
They're each carrying long swords that seem to have some engraving on, but don't seem to be magical by your judgment. They're just fancy.
Oh, I just tossed them over the board.
Yeah, toss them up the side, and
Wow.
his armor is obviously replacing Derek's armor. You don't
And
really
then
find
everything
anything
else
much
is
of
being tossed
use.
overboard.
Fair enough.
Like,
And
boring.
so, you hear a voice, a singular voice, coming from one of these rooms. It's the captain's voice.
Can I hear what she's saying?
It sounds like she's talking to someone. She's saying, you know, the battle's over. We've chased them off. Those adventurers were quite helpful. Keep us on the path to the rock.
I'll knock softly on the door then.
Yeah, you knock and the door creaks open and the captain's head sticks round. Yes? Sol, was it?
Yes, Captain. The prisoner is secured in the brig. I've relieved them of their equipment. I wasn't sure where to keep it. They mentioned some things quite disturbing, which, although you're not from this planet we left, it might still be pertinent for you to know. It seems that an Emperor Zarvin is spreading astral seeds to worlds such as the one we were on, in order for him to harvest the energy from said planet. It sounds like the Zarzian Empire may be potentially wanting to spread. You might find more of these encounters as you go. Do you think it wise for me to inform the crew, the passengers on this ship what has happened? I don't know if they will understand or believe me, but I feel they should know.
Yeah, if you think you can keep them contained, nobody's going to panic. And leave it
I
up to
think
you.
they will panic to know that their entire planet has been potentially lost.
Then maybe wait until they disembarked, eh?
Okay, I will let my people know, but
Very well. Keep an eye on that one with the red hair. Not sure I trust him.
If he tries anything, I can always dispose of him.
Right.
I'm sure that my friend would enjoy to have another body to animate.
Well, tell him to clean the deck when he's done.
Where are the buckets and mop?
Next door. She just waves towards one of the doors on this corridor.
I'll put the equipment down and I'll grab a mop bucket and head back out.
Yeah. You open the door, there's a mop sat in an empty bucket sat there, and then next to it is just like boxes of fruit and grain. Bit of a weird storage place, but...
I mean, wherever you can find storage space, I suppose. And rum!
Oh, a barrel marked rum.
It's a large barrel.
The captain moves her head away close to her. As she does, you see behind her what seems to be a massive captain's hat, like larger than a regular head. Larger than a regular hat for a regular head. You don't quite see as she shuts the door.
That's okay, that's not for Sol to pry into. I'll just grab the mop and the bucket and I'll head back out with them.
So you head out. And whilst it's going on, Callie, what are you doing?
I've lost interest in all of this, and I'm just like staring out over wild space or out over the side of the ship. Just completely in wonder. My starry form has sort of faded. I feel like it's been longer than 10 minutes at this point. And I'm just sort of there with Periwinkle resting on my shoulder, staring out as well over the expanse before us.
As you stare out, and there's the occasional muttering, chanting, clattering of equipment next to you as Derek and Valis relieve the dead body of most of its equipment and most of its blood.
Kind of maybe glance down a little bit and just sort of step away where there's something that's been spilled. So I don't get it on my shoes.
Yeah. You move out of the splash zone, as it were.
Yeah.
And as you look out over space, Rune, what are you doing?
Muted.
I'll wait to see how long it was before I need to say muted.
I think with this, I am completely fascinated with what Valis is doing, because it's very strange to see someone willingly reanimate corpses and seem to be good. It's a very strange concept to see.
You've made life out of metal before, but he's making life out of dead people.
Yeah, the dead are supposed to stay dead. I've been told that a lot. They put them in the ground and they're supposed to stay there. That's,
Doesn't seem to make any sense.
No. He seems so happy. Very strange. Like, you can't... looking at him, I can't quite figure out what he... is. We spent time together, but still can't figure it out, because obviously I've got accustomed to people wear certain things, and he literally is wearing everything.
It's true. He's got quite the accoutrement.
Yeah.
Looks like a chocolate salesman.
Yeah, so right now it is just observing and trying to figure out whether this is actually right.
It says there's something. He's removing liquid from a body right now, and is that liquid supposed to be in bodies? Is that liquid not supposed to be in bodies?
No, but it's not like he needs it anymore, and it did seem to come in handy for him. So it's very strange.
Who knows? But you continue to watch Valis as he deliquifies a body. Deliquifies? That doesn't sound right. Exsanguinates the body. And Sol returns with a mop, starts to clean up the mess, doing intentional exsanguination.
While I'm mopping, I suppose. I wasn't intending to do the mopping, but I guess I am now. That's fine.
Someone's got to do it.
I'll
It's
look
not
at
valid.
Valis, realise he's not going to do it. If I give him mop, he'll probably just drop it over the edge. I'll do it. And just start. While I'm doing it, I'll just say, so friends, how many of you called the planet we were on previously your home?
I've never called anywhere home, so. No.
My home is long gone. Doesn't even exist anymore.
Why do you
Valis?
ask?
Hip bone connected to the thigh bone. Knee
Okay,
bone
well.
disconnected from the leg bone.
Well, that
Sorry,
might
did
make
you say
this a bit-
Sophie?
This might make... Valis, listen up. This is important stuff. You can play with the body later.
Excuse me?
You'll like this. It's new information for you. Well, this might make it easier for me to say. From what the prisoner told me, is that planet has had astral seeds planted on it, which have presumably now grown, and their purpose is to drain a planet of its energy and send it back to the Zarzian Empire. I've never heard of this before.
Fascinating.
It seems that their job was to try and stop anybody from escaping from the astral seeds. And that Emperor Zarvin is the ruler who rules over Zarzian space.
Zarzian space.
They also mentioned the name Eltora. They were a member of the crew who flew away. Might be worth asking about when we get to Brow.
Did he explain how this works, or how many more planets they are?
I did not think to ask, apologies, but he seemed to be a lowly soldier. He might not know the full expanse of this operation. I left him in the brig if you wish to ask them any more questions. Additionally, I'll mention this next bit a bit quieter. The captain has asked us to keep an eye on the thugs, primarily the red-headed one. She thinks he might be up to something. I said if he does try to start anything, that Valis could have him.
I mean, I don't understand why they're not in the brig already, but
Only if he starts something, Valis.
Oh. So we're
Can't
to keep
kill
an
the
eye on
innocent
him.
man. Don't literally put an eye on him.
I wasn't thinking so, and I quickly toss an eye from the corpse over my shoulder.
Remember what happened last time you did that?
But how was I supposed to know it was a wedding?
You didn't wear white, did you?
Saul said I shouldn't answer those questions anymore.
We were not invited. He heard that there was an open bar and wanted to find out what that meant.
I assumed an open bar meant you could get any liquid.
You see.
You arrive at a bar and ask the bartender for 5 gallons of your finest blood. It tends to set the tone a bit strangely.
And it also does not come out of wedding dresses, if you need to know that as well.
Let's stop talking about this wedding. I can still hear the screams.
I still have the book. And he holds up the wedding signing book.
oh my god.
Anyway, just keep an eye on those. If they try to arrange a mutiny or free the prisoner, then we should subdue them with force.
Maybe one of us should guard the cell.
We could subdue them now.
Yeah, put them in the cell now. I mean, it's not like they were good. They were good people and
They're-
should be allowed to walk around freely.
There is only a single brig downstairs. If we lump them all in a brig together, they're more likely to do something. If we just keep them here, keep an eye on them,
What if we just tied them up and throw them overboard and drag them?
they will die. If they leave the air pocket, they will suffocate.
Could we just tie them to the mast? I mean, there's a...
The captain has just asked us to keep an eye on them. To do anything else would be going against what the captain of this vessel has asked. Remember,
we're
we
allowed
are
to
guests.
do something if they were to be suspicious and do something naughty.
If they do something that threatens the ship,
Then we can kill them.
then we can subdue them. If they kill or threaten to kill anybody else, then we can attack them with lethal intent.
So if they threaten to kill anybody else, then we can kill them.
Yes, but if they surrender, you have to stop and leave them.
Okay.
I'm not getting into the specifics of morals with another person, Rune. If someone surrenders, you tie them up.
That one
Oh,
moved.
very strange.
They're allowed to move. Just keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't do anything against
Like
the ship.
he's going towards the door. And
Why
Kelly's
don't
just
you
kind of like
ask
waving
him
her
what
hand.
he's doing then?
You're closer.
Oh, you see this dark-haired thug sort of slowly strolls towards the door very casually and pulls it closed and leans back with his shoulders against it. Just stares directly at you as you're looking at him.
Did this door open inwards or outwards?
It opened outwards, it opened onto the deck.
Oh,
but
so he's
holding
currently
it shut.
essentially blocking a door.
Yes.
That's threatening,
Very
right?
strange.
I'm gonna just walk over to him.
Rune, by any chance, do you have a container?
No. Why would I have a container? Do you know how you have a backpack? Is that not?
Why do? Okay, fine.
What you wish to contain.
And Valis is going to kneel down to the corpse, remove the teapot from his bag,
Oh no.
pull out the heart of the dead corpse and put it into the teapot, and put it back in his bag, and then throw the dead corpse overboard.
Well, that explains the flavour.
I don't like that Rune didn't see that happen.
Waste not, want not. Yeah, let's go
I'm
meet
glad
our
I
friends.
didn't recommend anything else.
And Valis will head over to one of the guys.
You command the zombies to follow you.
With Derek. Yes, Derek, come this way.
With Derek.
Just bumbling over.
He shuffles over after you and doesn't quite seem to understand how to walk, sort of bumps into you as he stops. Sol, you walk over to this dark-haired man. As you do, he looks at you.
Stare at him for a little while, see what he does.
Stares back at you.
I'm just gonna raise the mop and poke him with the bloody mop end and just say, I need to put these away. You're in the way of the door.
If
you do not-
motions towards the edge of one of the stairs. Leave them there.
If you don't move, I shall move you. Remember how I dealt with you and your friends earlier today, before I allowed you to join us on this ship and not be left on a planet to die? I can still allow you to die. I'd like to try and intimidate him.
Go ahead.
I would like to use my my draconic presence to try and intimidate him better.
So chat can
Alright.
see that roll there. Make that a bit bigger for everyone to see.
Oh no!
Oh look, that's a bit high of a roll.
Maybe he rolled terribly, you don't know.
He looks at you and looks you up and down and sort of pulls his club off his shoulder, slaps it into his hand, big, deep, meaty slap, and looks at you for a second and goes, "Alright," steps to one side.
Did my intimidation work?
No, I just don't think he cares.
Oh my god!
Wow.
He rolled a 2!
Oh. Oh. Wow.
I'll head in and put them up and stuff away.
Yeah?
Oh,
Are either of these ones that, like... Because Kelly wrapped a thorn whip around somebody's throat last session.
Yeah, it's this one with the long hair. You see the marks from the thorns still on his neck.
Yeah, and Kelly, noticing that, just like makes the like whipping motion with her hand as she's like staring at him.
He's looking where Sol just went. Doesn't quite notice you, unfortunately.
Oh.
I'll come back out of the horrible corridor that I now notice, and it's upsetting me.
Yep, half-good corridor.
I'll just say to the man,
striking up a
"Thank you for
conversation.
As you move away, Sol, this man steps in front of the door again. Turns back just in time to see Callie making the whipping motion.
As he starts to move, I'll hold my hand out and just say, "It's a fire hazard to block a door. Please go stand somewhere else."
Alright, he just steps back into this corner and leans against the rail for the stairs.
I'll step away from the door and just stare at him.
He just watches you.
Has he been threatening enough that we can like deal with him
Not
now?
yet. Not yet.
No fun.
And Valis, you walk over to this thug with the shaved head. Your zombie bumps into you as it stops behind you.
I don't flinch or anything. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
So, sir, how do you feel about rats? Do you hate rats?
Rats in it.
If there was a rat on this ship, would you kill it?
Killed rats before.
So you would harm an animal on this ship if it was a rat and you saw it?
On my ship.
Your ship,
Okay.
yes. This is your ship. Is it your
Oh
ship?
yeah, it's not.
Oh, not yet. Are you buying it?
It's not what the boss said.
Well, how else is he going? Oh, is he related? Is it inheritance?
Could say that.
I did.
Right. We're going to inherit it,
You're going to
like I
inherit
said.
it. So if you inherited and you found a rat, would you kill the rat?
Guess so. It's our ship. Boss says kill a rat, we'll kill a rat.
Now, if someone said, by saying this, that would be a threatening action to something on the ship, would you agree with that? Yes, you would.
No.
Why would you not?
Well, it's a threatening action. He reaches his hand out to grab you.
As he does this, I am going to cast Burning Hands as an instant reaction against him.
Yeah? You see, he pulls his club down, leans against his leg, and starts to reach his hand out to grab you.
Ooh, that's the
As he
wrong way.
does, you just blast him with your burning hands.
How do I rotate that? Because I'm not shooting myself.
It's backfire.
Damn it!
Contemplates are a pain in the arse. There should be a little handle on the end. You can grab and rotate it.
Oh, no, I made another circle.
Oh, never mind. I know which way you're pointing it.
Yes, I'm going that way.
Yes. You're shooting it towards him, as opposed to towards you. I understand.
And as he does it, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna shout to the others, "He's threatening to kill me!"
Are we fighting now?
Yes.
I said that, and then there was this massive explosion in front of me.
Soul just face palms.
You just hear Valis yell, "He's threatening to kill me!" And there's just this blast of fire. And everybody roll for initiative.
Oh, Christ. I tried to avoid this. I did my best. No one can say otherwise.
Right, as the blast of fire bursts out towards this thug. He catches fire, and it's just burning hands, which is not any other effects. You see the edges of his clothing start to catch fire, and he reaches down and grabs his club again and goes, "Right, I'm gonna..." And first one to react is Rune. Once again.
So I've seen if that this guy's being aggressive first.
I mean, what you saw was he put his club down and Valis burnt him. So
He was
take of
aggressive
that as you will.
first. So I'm gonna go up to him, and I think, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. I am gonna shove him with my shield.
Yes.
I'm literally just gonna go walk up to him and just like bash him with the shield.
Yeah, roll me athletics.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, you run forwards and trying to slam him. You don't quite have that much speed behind you, and he rocks against the rail, but manages to stay on the rail, holding him up. Which, when you think about it, it's pretty much what it was made for. So
Yeah.
you don't quite manage to shove him. Yeah, I'll consider that a bonus action for your shield bash. So if you still want to
Yeah. I'll
attack
go
him or
for it.
whatever normally, go for it.
A bit of stabby stab.
Easy enough. He's not really wearing much in the way of armor, so you just easily slash through the leather shirt he's got on.
Okay. And Razalim is gonna move up to here. Just try and look intimidating.
Yeah. He looks intimidating. Which mostly means he looks like a horse made out of spiky metal bits, but there's an effect.
He's staring him down. I'll try and to at least.
And the thug sort of still pissed off at the wizard, seemingly, as he's slightly on fire. Swings his mace down at you, Valis. Does 15 hit you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that's a total of 12 bludgeoning damage.
I'm just going to let you know now, if it's double figures, it hits.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Fair enough. I think we might need to invest in some armor for the wizard. Sol, you see something goes off down there. There's a burst of fire, and now Rune's charging at someone, and someone's smacking Valis in the face with a stick. Something's gone down.
Does Travis look like they're drawing weapons?
He goes for his weapons as soon as he sees the fire go off.
Okay, I'm gonna use my action to dash. And for flavor, I'm gonna run back to this side against the rail, and then I'm going to charge at Traven, and I would like to shove him. I would like to shove him, please and thank you.
Alright.
I forget how to do that. Is that an
Just make me an
athletics?
athletics check. It's practically the same as grappling, except the purpose of your grapple is make them go that way.
14.
Yeah, he's really not expecting it. He's turned around to face this horse that came at him.
He
And the
gets
sort of
shoved 10 feet away.
the amorphous mass of Sol just slams into him. He gets shoved 10 feet over the rail straight into the ether, as it were.
I'd like to then turn to the long-haired thug who I intimidated earlier and just point at him, and then point at the ground. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything to him.
Travis fly out. Make me an intimidation roll.
Ooh.
Travis just flies out into space.
It's hard to be intimidating without a face, it seems.
Yeah, you're really having some trouble with that one, aren't you?
It's scary.
Right. He doesn't seem to react to your attempts to intimidate him. Probably the face thing, Now you think about it. And you see Travis sort of... He almost got his sword out, but he's sort of waving his arms now as he flies backwards. And Callie.
I'm gonna drag the long-haired thug away from the door with Thorn Whip, I think.
Whip it good.
Yeah. I'll try to. And kind of bring him, down, closer. Oh, did that not go?
It didn't go through. Oh, no, it has. It
Yay!
was internet wobbly. Yeah,
Lovely.
easily enough. They don't seem to have much in the way of armor. Your thorn whip wraps around his torso and you just yank him towards you.
Sol said to get away from the door. You're blocking our fire exit.
So he sort of wobbles, almost slams into you as you yank him forwards. Anything else from you?
No, I think that's it.
Alright. And the bogey you've now pulled closer to you just looks at you and goes, "Stop hitting me with that bloody thorn thing." He's going to try and slam his club into you.
How rude.
17 hit you?
That does.
Okay, that's a total of 13 damage.
Okay.
Slams his club into you and then spins around, slams the butt end of the club at you.
Oops, I did not mean to do that. I'm not sure what happened.
You were looking at the description of it when you changed something else on your sheet, and this is a weird Foundry bug.
Okay, no, that's
If you
cool.
clicked on it and you change a number elsewhere on your sheet, it posts the thing you last clicked on for some reason.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. Anyway. And Valis. You've just seen, sort of, behind the thug you're looking at, you see Sol slam into what you thought was the leader of this group, and he just goes flying.
I'm going to be like, Derek, attack! Oh, there goes your friend.
There goes friend.
Hoping to distract this thug. I am then going to cast. What am I going to cast?
Preferably someone that doesn't have a minute cast time.
Yes. I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness at this guy.
Okay.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you miss horribly. He is not down with the sickness.
Damn it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the mix of sort of Derek lunging forwards to follow your orders to attack and the guy reeling back from Rune having already hit him, you just miss him, unfortunately. The finger wide beam you have to point out and just shoots past him. You'll do better next time.
Damn it, Derek!
And as you do so, Derek sort of lunges past you and slams into him. And does hit.
Ooh.
Just to really add insult to injury.
Yes, Derek!
Zombie slams him. And as we go back to the top, things start to move. You see Travis starting to fade towards the rear of the ship. And Rune.
I'm just gonna go for carrying on hitting this guy.
That'll do it. How do you want to kill him? Well, should I say, do you want to kill him?
Yes.
Okay. How do you want to kill him?
I think it'll just be bringing the sword down and crumpling to the deck under the weight of the power of the sword,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Just slam him down to the deck. The sword cuts almost through his rib cage as he slams down and perishes. He starts to bleed out all over the deck. Valis' most valuable liquid, but
I
everywhere.
pulled out another set of tubes.
Oh god.
This is why Valis likes Sol, because I just bludgeon people.
Yep, it's the bludgeoning damage that's key. I keep forgetting I have to mark things as dead on the initiative tracker so it stops counting them in turn order. It's not like I've been using Foundry for 2 years or anything. Anything else from you, Rune?
Just a bonus action. I'm gonna razzle him to kick the other guy.
How?
I'll try to.
Misses entirely, unfortunately.
Yep. And that's
A bit
me.
too much wobbling here with the guy being pulled in by the thorn whip and trying to swing his weapons. Razzling just doesn't quite connect. And Sol.
I feel like thematically. Hang on, I should probably check first before I do something quote unquote thematically. What counts as a monk weapon? Is a club a monk weapon?
A monk weapon is any simple weapon without the heavy parameter, if
So
I
a
remember
club
correctly.
should
Or
fit that, right?
per the rule in Tasha's, any weapon that you bind to yourself that is some other set of rules. I don't remember what monk weapons are. Immediately offhand, do not remember what monk
Sorry.
weapons are. Let's check.
Short swords and any simple weapons that don't have the two-handed or heavy property.
That's what I was thinking of, yes.
So a club fits that. Nice. I'm going to lift up I'm going to put my belaying club out, walk up and try and swing it underneath this guy's chin.
Yeah. You belay him, as it were, for 8 damage.
Wasn't a great deal.
Looks good, though.
It did look good.
He starts to open his mouth to yell something, and your club just slams right up under his jaw.
Just close his mouth. Can I do that after Can I use... Does Stunning Strike have to be a... No, it can just be a melee weapon attack, so I'd like to try and stun him.
Yeah. Yeah, he fails, so he's stunned with the... You hit him in the mouth so hard he's stunned.
Ooh, that'll do it. And then I bring the club back down onto his head.
Wonk.
Or maybe miss.
You do have advantage because he's stunned. Yeah, you rolled with advantage. Never mind. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, you do hit because he's got, like, no armor. He's wearing a shirt.
Oh, nice.
And you're aiming for his head, so...
Yeah, okay. Good. I'll teach him.
You clock him a couple of times. He's still... Well, standing is maybe a overstatement. He's still something,
He's still alive.
more or less. You hear from somewhere behind the ship, "Oh no, help!" Travis floating away. Kelly.
Well, that was rude. And she's basically gonna reach out. I'm gonna cast Primal Savagery.
Oh, nice.
And, like, I guess slap at him with that. Her hand kind of takes on a really sickly pink thing, and she just, hits him basically with what are a fairly impressive set of fingernails.
Nice.
That'd be an advantage.
As you, it is an advantage.
Does it matter?
Just in case you get a
It
crit.
might be a crit. Not quite.
Not quite. But yeah, no, she just reaches out and
Yeah, as you
basically
reach out and the power goes through your hands takes on this sort of sickly tint and your fingernails lengthen as you slam them across his face. How do you want to kill him?
I think she probably would look very surprised by that. Oops. Oh. Hey, Valis! There's another one. But yeah, like the acid just kind of eats into the side of his face as he falls to the ground.
Just see from the 2 or 3 scratch marks left in his face start to bubble out and the acid starts to eat into part of his face as he collapses.
And then she just kind of like glances down and checks her fingernails to make sure nothing's been broken or damaged. And
Looks fine.
cool.
And seemingly the thugs on the deck are disabled. Those of you near the side rail can see Travis floating off in the distance. We are out of initiative.
As I look at him, I would like to cast blindness on him.
Oh, man.
Just as he's floating off.
Yes.
Fair enough. Does fail. You just see him going, help, help! He seems not reaching for the ship, and then just for a moment he goes, wait, it's all gone dark!
Bye!
And he disappears off. As
Oh, what a horrible way to
moving,
That's a horrible way to
floats
go.
away.
He's gonna suffocate in the darkness of space while blind.
You see on the other side, the corpse that Valis had kicked off the side is also floating away.
Sol will sigh and go get the mop bucket again.
Bring the bodies over here. I'll set up an area. I bring out the teapot again.
I'll just knock on the door again.
Yeah, you knock on the door, the moment later it creaks open, the captain's head sticks around.
The fucks are dead.
You killed them? I mean, I guess, yeah, fair enough.
Fortunately so. I'll explain in detail later if you like, but I'll clean up the mess.
Right. She turns her head back into the room. Right, Flapjack, get us to the rock.
That was literally 2 minutes ago that you left that room.
Exactly, it's less than a minute ago. Can I see behind her to see who Flapjack is? Or is she like just leaning out, like barely letting anything?
She's only opened the door a little bit to peer out, but
Okay.
she's not really stopping you. If you want to lean against the door a bit and push it open, she's not really...
No, I don't want to push past it. If I
Holding
can
it
see
closed
past
or
her, I'll look, but I don't want to push in.
Yeah, you can see sort of past her. You see something going on in there. Like there's lightning against the walls. There's magic circles on the floor. And there's this. You see part of what seems to be a massive hat, like a massive captain's hat kind of thing. You can't really tell what's going on in there.
Is this your pilot?
Oh, a Spelljammer, yes. Here, come in. It's not exactly a secret.
I'll put the mop stuff out here. I don't want to mess up my circles with a bucket.
You lean the mop and bucket on the side, and she opens the door, and you see behind her this almost jellyfish-like figure wearing a massive captain's hat.
Oh.
This is a flump
Oh my god.
called Flapjack,
That's adorable.
who is piloting the ship. You see he's sat inside this ornate silver chair with these blue crystals on the bottom that strike lightning off the walls as he pilots the ship. As she opens the door, she says, "This is our helmsman, Flapjack." And one of his tentacles lifts up and he gives you a little salute.
Thank you for piloting us so swiftly, Flapjack.
And you hear in your mind, "You are very welcome."
It's a familiar sound of voice, Josh.
It is. That was unintentional. He's going to have a different accent next time.
I'll nod and I'll head back to clean up some bloody...
As you do, you hear the door close behind you, and she carries on having a conversation that's clearly one-sided. But you understand why now.
Yes.
There's two bodies are gathered next to each other for Valis to deal with. Derek is the only one bothering to help out. I'll put that on Perry, sorry. There we go.
I have a little tea strainer and I'm pulling out the fingernails and putting them in. Should nobody needs any part of this?
Are you sure this is even right? This seems very disturbing for any one of your cultures.
If we were on a planet, we would bury them and they would decay and be part of the world system. But here in space, they'd float around forever. I'm doing them a favor.
It's like recycling.
Yes.
If you see anybody coming up the deck, any of the passengers, please distract them from what Valis is doing.
Please distract them, please.
Please don't let them see what he's doing.
So is he not supposed to be doing this?
That's the fingernails. I'll start on the toes now.
Listen, this is the best place for him to be doing it. If he gets it out of his system now, he'll be less inclined to do it while we're in a city.
I'm going to be fully stocked by the time we dock.
See, exactly. Just try and keep the blood... Just try and keep it in one spot. It makes it easier to mop.
Derek, get them up.
I am already mopping.
Oh. Derek,
What
don't
are you
get them up.
wrestling the mop from Derek?
The zombie walks up to you and like puts one hand on the mop. Just sort of looks at you and tugs it slightly.
Now dance.
Valis, trust me, I know from experience I can mop better than one of your friends.
This one might be better. I don't know what race he is, but I'm sure he's better.
If he knocks the bucket over, you're cleaning up the mess.
Oh, don't worry, he's collecting. I need that bucket.
If he knocks it over, you're cleaning up the mess, and I let the zombie have the mop.
Yeah, he takes the mop from you and sort of drags the mop, and the bucket just comes along because the mop head's in it. He doesn't really stop to pick up the bucket at all. Drags it back towards.
I see it and kind of mage hand the bucket a little bit so it doesn't tipple over or anything.
You manage to save it just in time. And as the zombie starts to mop up, you see the captain comes out from the back. Nods to you. Right, I see you're cleaning it up. Right.
Ignore the screams. Bravis, I threw overboard.
Thank you. We should be coming to the rock in a few hours. If you need to get some rest, there are beds downstairs, the officer's quarters. She gives you directions.
Would you like a cup of tea in a while?
Do not accept a cup
you.
of tea from him. I don't know this, I retract that. I'm the only one who doesn't know that he's got a heart in the bloody tea pot.
I don't drink tea, thank you.
He does make a very nice cup of tea.
So, do you want one?
Why are you offering tea?
Well, it's a calming beverage after a fight. You should always relax. And
It's,
so lights my
good for the
food.
heart.
Yes.
If you were making some tea, I'll take some before I turn in.
I've got a fresh
Kelly's
pot, I'm
just
sure.
there, like, shaking her head. like,
Actually, on second thoughts, I think I'll just go to sleep. Perhaps another time.
As this conversation goes on, Valis desperately trying to make a cup of tea for somebody for some reason. The ship starts to slow, and you see around you colossal chunks of rock that are floating in the void. You're going through some sort of debris field. Some are almost overgrown with vegetation, while others are just bare stones. Between them, creatures that resemble what you'd think of as jellyfish and sea rays of various types, gliding through the spaces between these rocks. And as you look over this space, you see the captain sort of looking about almost uneasily. Plenty of places for pirates to hide here. Should be wary. And almost on cue with that, a vessel lurking behind a nearby asteroid comes into view. This enormous spiral-shaped shell that merges with an open front and open bow of the ship, and long tentacles wave beneath it as if caught in a current, and you all look back to the captain. She just looks up at the ship and goes, "Mind flayers." And that
I'll get the
we'll pick up
ballistas.
next time.